Joining the Resistance has been one of the best decisions that I think I've ever made. I've done so many cool things since the last video. This is part 3. If you haven't seen the others, click the eye at the top of the screen. Or don't. You're smart. I'm sure you don't need to watch the other ones to understand this one. And by so many things, I'm serious. I have done a lot. I saved the cat from a princess spider, did some cursed brain experiments, learned to swim as an otter, found a pirate's not so buried treasure, did so much mining, got turned into a lamb, got turned into a rat, stopped some evil cats, see the vision of the candy thief, discovered a hotel with ghosts, got paid off not to tell others about the ghosts, got my own apartment, became Henson in a weird flashback, made way too many of these new doll friends, got a giant egg for a giant omelet, ran through a spirit tree, watched a man versus dino bird headbutt competition, and participated in so many world events. But hey, that's just the life of Tingus nowadays, baby. Very busy guy. But I've been hearing about some new disease and something about a golem heart, so I should probably stop fishing and go do that instead. Looking around for any sign of the disease, I hear a lady crying out for help. Talking to her, she explains that her husband went missing. She said he had the case of the suds and got sent out of town to quarantine. The lady wonders if her husband is still alive and asks us to find him and deliver a note to him. Going not even 30 feet outside where the lady was standing, I start to see the true sickness that's been festering in this town. A tax collector. Oh, and all these sick people laying around in front of a fire. Talking to the strange Reaper-looking lady, I try and ask her why a tax collector is hovering over all these poor people. She takes off her mask, revealing herself as Sophia, and explains that she is burning the sick stuff to prevent them from being taxed as unrealized gains, and asks if I want to help. I don't even answer. I just promptly start burning these fine people's cherished memorabilia. Remembering why I'm here, I ask her about that lady's husband. She explains that he is not here and that Dr. Leonardus might know and to go check with him. Walking into this doctor's office like an absolute badass, I ask, "What's up, doc?" and he says to check on his patients for him. Talking to the first two, they mentioned that they didn't think that they were sick, but feel much better now that they've been taking a green medicine that the doctor prescribed to them. They also mentioned that ever since taking that medicine, they've been hearing voices that keep them up at night. A little weird, but nothing compared to the third patient who's just asleep and just decides to say this.
Blood. Offer.
This is sus as fuck, bro. This is so sus. What the heck is going on?
Blood.
Treating this like it was the 2020 lockdown again, I call an Among Us meeting and explain my concerns about the people hearing things. Doc Leon over here does not help his case when he says,
Oh, really? It's finally begun. Thank you for your help. You may go now.
I do not trust this guy. Then when I asked him about the green medicine, he kicked me out of his office. Something weird is going on here. I go tell Sophia that I think Leonardus might be the imposter, and she tells me that she needs more proof before she votes him out. I could tell Sophia's never been through her Among Us phase because she then explains that she has to go do her tasks in electrical alone. I tell her to watch out for the event in electrical and then go wait till nighttime to do my thing. I probably kill this dude and check on all the patients just to find them missing. Looking around, I found Dr. L's diary that might also be dead because it looks like it got rigor mortis or something here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it reads that he faked the entire pandemic and secured 36 people for a blood sacrifice. Well, that can't be good. I'll go back to tell Sophia just to find this dude in her place. He says that she never came back from electrical. Why did he not check for a body? He could have called an emergency meeting, done literally anything. Has no one here played the hit breakout game of 2020 Among Us? Going towards electrical to figure this out by myself, find a note that I gave Dr. Leonardus, and some deep gouges in the ground looking like they came from a heavy cart. While walking, I see all these people running to hit the subscribe button, something that I think you should do right now. Anyway, I find the cart and find some bloody trails and decide to go in to investigate. Going to make sure Sophia's alright, she is promptly out cold. And next to her we find a pair of glasses that the game insists that look like Leonardus's, but everyone that wears glasses in this game has this pair of glasses. I swear, am I crazy? I feel like they've only modeled one thing of glasses for this game. Anyway, Robert and Rutain rush in to help. Talking with Rutain, he notices Sophia has puncture marks on her neck and has been infected to become a ghoul by a vampire lord. Vampires? Vampires now? Come on, man. Rutain explains that we need a Guardian's Pledge to get assistance from a vampire slayer's spirit, and that maybe we can get one from a man named Jake Hander. I track down and talk to this Mr. Hander, and he promptly calls me a pussy. I say I'm not a pussy, and then he gives me the Guardian Pledge and explains how it works. I'll explain how it works in a moment here too, but for now, all you really need to know is we have a spirit guardian with dementia. We follow the spirit down into a spooky dungeon and do a bunch of puzzles where we see visions of what happened. You see, in order to unlock the full potential of a Guardian Pledge, we need to unlock their memories, or pledge loops, by finding out what happened to them, by doing all these weird puzzles and finding any artifacts they might have had when they were alive. After that, the Guardian should theoretically be able to inhabit our body and help us with their power combined with ours. During our investigations, we learn about our Guardian, Ezekiel. Ezekiel was saved by a monster hunter named Scarla while being bitten by a vampire. Now half vampire, Ezekiel was trained by Scarla to hunt them. But then one day, Scarla was killed by a vampire lord named Leonardus. Ezekiel vowed for revenge and became a master vampire hunter over decades. He found Leonardus and fought to the death with him. Sadly, Leonardus was too powerful and won. Before Ezekiel died, he forged the Guardian Pledge with his blood and became a guardian, vowing to save others from the monsters he failed to defeat. Bad ass. With all that figured out, we just needed one more piece, Ezekiel's dagger, to unite the pledge and gain his power. But right before we could grab it, a familiar figure appeared behind us and pushed us aside. Leonardus, in his true vampire form, took the dagger and destroyed it. And all hope was lost. We failed, doomed to the fate of Ezekiel and all the others that stood in Leonardus' way. Until...
So, it's you.
With the full rage and fury of Ezekiel and the raw power of Tingus combined, we fight. Long and hard over the next coming nights, before finally finishing off the vampire lord Leonardus, saving Sophia, and finally avenging Scarla. Going back into town, I check up on Sophia and discover that she's healing and will probably make a full recovery soon, and then I go to return the pledge back to Jake Handler, who reminds me that I am indeed not a pussy, and says I should keep it, allowing me to unlock the power of Ezekiel whenever I want, since we're best buds now. Vampires slain and no taxman in sight, I ask Sophia if she wants to brush up on her Among Us knowledge, since she almost threw the last round, but then she starts telling me about guilds. And this is something I kind of wanted to ask you guys about. Should I join a guild? Should I keep going solo? Should I make my own guild? What do you guys think down in the comments below? As you can probably tell, I'm not going super hard in this game. I'm kind of playing it like a meme. But if you guys think I should go hard and start a guild, let me know. I'll see what I can do. With all that done, I start heading over to my fishing spot, and a flower lady stops me and really tries to sell me a bunch of flowers. After saying no multiple times, she cracks and says that she's a resistance spy with a secret message from Da Vinci for me. She explains that the Archeum Legion wants to steal a giant golem heart, which is a powerful mana stone that has the power to control a giant golem capable of destroying entire towns. Classic me, I wasn't paying attention at all, and when she was done explaining, this is what I had to say. Why does she kind of look like Margot Robbie? Never change, me. Never change. Anyway, she tells us to go meet an old bard named Henderson who may know the location of the giant golem heart. Doing just that, we meet Henny Boy over here. He says that he thinks he wrote the location of the heart in a song, but ever since he hit his head, he can't remember the words. He asks us to find a superfan in a nearby settlement to see if he remembers the lyrics to his masterpiece. We find this guy who says that he loves the song and remembers all the words, but he can't think of them right now because his girl just dumped him, and that the only way he could get her back is if he had some monster parts to craft her a necklace declaring his love. We get him those monster parts, and then he says he doesn't remember the lyrics either. I threaten to kill him because he used up 15 seconds of this video before he explains that he wrote the lyrics on the back of a scarf he had, but the scarf also got stolen by some bandits. While heading over to kill those bandits and get the scarf back, the narrator said something kind of funny.
They'll happily do anything for money. And because they're always drunk, they do not fear anyone.
That was kind of sassy as fuck. After killing the bandit, we got the scarf back, and we take it to Henderson, who reads the lyrics and tells us how to get the pieces. He also tells us where to assemble the heart. We have to kill a few stinky monsters and find all the pieces before going to a church that's already occupied by the Archeum Legion. We take them out and fuse the heart before a witch appears. She introduces herself as Sienna, a witch from the Resistance. She then makes me immediately hate her when she does this. Bruh.
Such skill. You must be very strong to fight off all those Archeum soldiers on your own.
She then notices how strong Tingus is, and she links our candy power to the power of the Golem heart. Before she leaves, she asks us to find a stash of Henderson's stuff and return it to him. You know, this was actually a really easy chapter. Let's just get out of here. Oh. Fuck. No. I'm the fucking Titan now? Oh, you fucks are donezo. I absolutely destroy all of them before celebrating my epic victory royale. Go get a Handy Boy's things and then give it back to him. He gets so happy he steals this man's wine and...
Let us drink some beer. Drink it all it's here. Raise a glass high for the victory to us. Through the hot desert, we got the treasure. After the sandstorms, we caught the Golem's heart.
Am I really getting a musical right now? What the fuck? Yeah, we don't need to listen to all that. It's weird. That's all you really need to know. Henderson tells us about a tower him and his group made brick by brick and that we should check it out if we get the chance. I go check it out and read the plaque, and that explains what Henderson and Sienna's group did way back when. A few years ago, a dude named Fernan controlled Stoneguard. He wasn't great to the people there, and that made a small resistance group pop up to mess with Fernan and the Archeum Legion there. One day, Serena and the bunch showed up and tricked Fernan into giving her a bunch of cash to go find the Golem heart for him. They did a bunch more trickery before taking back the town with the giant Golem. And basically, every time they did a good deed to free the town, they placed one stone onto this tower until it was as big as it is now. And you know what? That's kind of admirable. I mean, I should definitely remove a rock for what Sienna did to me earlier, but hey, maybe this is something we should all work on doing. Pick something that you want to get better at, something you hope to achieve, or something you hope that will just get better. And every time you or the world makes a step in the right direction, add a tally. It may seem like it's a slow or impossible task, but hey, life may be short, but it's long enough to make an impact. Big or small. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I got a question for you besides the whole guild thing. What other games should I be doing this on? Is there any games you guys want to see me do these weird commentaries over? Let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, check out this video that YouTube thinks that you'll like of mine, and I'll see you guys in the next one.